The latest Tera raid event in Scarlet and Violet is here. Dragon Tera, Palkia and Dialga. Don't let Dialga and Palkia only being 5-star Tera raids fool you. These things are gonna pack a punch. Welcome back to another DanSquared video, you Danimals. This morning we got the final trailer for the Indigo Disc DLC and it was absolutely electric. Make sure you join us next week on stream to play the Indigo Disc DLC as soon as it drops live alongside me and get my instant reactions. Alongside the new trailer, we got 2 mystery gift codes for a shiny Lucario and a Darkrai and a new Tera raid event. You may be wondering, 5-star Tera raids? Why are Dialga and Palkia not featured in 7-star Tera raids? I think it's for accessibility purposes like Walking Wake and Iron Leaves to make it easier for more trainers to catch their legendary Pokemon. The full builds featured in this video can be found in the description. Keep in mind this is a raid preview, so all the builds are subject to change once the event actually starts. Once the event starts, we'll be posting updated best builds to use to solo Dialga and Palkia. Palkia has excellent stats across the board, most notably its special attack of 150 and its physical attack of 120. Defensively, Palkia is more vulnerable to physical attacking than special attacks. It has a robust speed of 100, so without any debuffs or speed EVs, it's going to be outspeeding a lot of our Pokemon. Dialga and Palkia both get the same abilities, Pressure and Telepathy. Pressure can be a pain in the neck because it halves the amount of time that we can use our moves. Telepathy, however, is completely useless in this Tera raid because Palkia and Dialga are Tera raid bosses, they don't have any allies. Dialga and Palkia have really similar stats. They have that same special attack of 150, but their defense and special defense are flipped. Dialga is more vulnerable to special attacking moves. Dialga is also slightly slower and has a bit more HP. Here are our 5 potential counters. We have 3 physical attacking Pokemon and 2 special attacking Pokemon. The physical attacking Pokemon should be good to go against both Palkia and Dialga. Sylveon will struggle if Palkia has Heavy Slam, and it may not be able to survive the early game flash cannons from Dialga. We're saving our strongest build for last. We think Mew is really gonna shine against Palkia and Dialga. If you're watching this video, we want you to come raid with us on our next Tera raid live stream. Make sure you join the DanSquared Discord to keep up with our multi-platform streaming schedule. Tera raids just hit different with the Danimal Kingdom. Now back to the video. First is the Tera raid staple. Here's our Azumarill build for beating Palkia and Dialga. Our build has max HP EVs, max attack EVs, and the final 4 into special defense. The ability Huge Power is the key to this build. This doubles Azumarill's pedestrian attack of 218 to 436. This lets it hit for massive damage with Play Rough. Belly Drum powers up Play Rough. This build doesn't need a third move, but I included Misty Terrain because I wanted to talk about it. It's a worthy inclusion in any Palkia or Dialga build because it halves the damage from their Dragon-type attacks. Azumarill, like all 6 of the builds in this list, are Tera-type Fairy to be immune to Dragon-type attacks and hit Dragon-type for super effective damage. This build uses the Shell Bell held item for some recovery. Here's our Zacian build for taking down Palkia and Dialga. Once again, this build has max attack EVs, max HP EVs, and the final 4 in special defense. The ability Intrepid Sword is the key to this build. We give our Zacian the held item, the Rusted Sword, which activates the Intrepid Sword ability. This boosts Zacian's attack by 1 stage when it enters the field, and it also gives it the Steel typing. Being a dual Fairy and Steel type means that Steel type moves are not going to hit Zacian for super effective damage. Until we terrestrialize the Fairy type, of course. The Sword Dog is going to hit for massive damage with Play Rough. Noble Roar lowers the target's attack and special attack, so Palkia and Dialga are mixed attackers, we're covered on both. Swords Dance powers up Play Rough. While raiding with other physical attacking Pokemon, we can use Howl to not only raise Zacian's attack by 1 stage, but also the attack of all of our allies by 1 stage. My main concern for this build is we are using the Rusted Sword held item and not the Shell Bell. Zacian has no way to heal itself other than us using heal tiers. Next up is the poor man Zacian Tinkaton. You guessed it, this build has max HP EVs, max attack EVs, and the final 4 in special defense. None of Tinkaton's abilities really help it for these raids, but we gave it own tempo, just in case Palkia gets Water Pulse, we don't have to worry about getting confused. Once again, Play Rough is this build's main attacking move. Swords Dance powers up Play Rough. We can use Skitter Smack to charge our Tera Orb while lowering Palkia and Dialga's special attack. This helps our own survivability and the survivability of all of our teammates. We use Rock Smash for the 50% chance to lower the target's defense by 1 stage. This build uses the Shell Bell held item for some recovery. Up next is one of my favorite Pokemon. Here's our Sylveon for taking on Palkia, but at this time I can't really recommend using it against Dialga. That's because it will be taking super effective flash cannons right off the rip. If Palkia does indeed get and use Heavy Slam often, this build will not be viable as well. It has max HP EVs, max special attack EVs, and the final 4 in special defense. Pixelate is the key to this build. It not only turns Sylveon's normal type moves into Fairy type moves, but it gives them a bonus stab of plus 70% instead of the usual same type attack boost of plus 50%. This build's main attacking move, Hyper Voice, takes advantage of Pixelate. Fake Tear softens up Palkia and Dialga for Pixelate. Light Screen increases the special bulk of Sylveon and its allies. Calm Mind powers up Hyper Voice while further increasing Sylveon's special bulk. This build also uses the Shell Bell held item for some recovery. We saved the best build for last. Time to dust off your Mew from the Mewtwo Tera raids, give it a fresh start, Mochi, and change that Tera type to Fairy because Mew is all the way back. Here is our Mew build for taking down Palkia and Dialga. This build has max HP EVs, max special attack EVs, and the final 4 in special defense. Draining Kiss is this build's main attacking move. Wait, I know what you're thinking, but Sundan, why does this build's main attacking move only have a base power of 50? Why aren't you using Dazzling Gleam, which has a base power of 80? I'm using Draining Kiss because it restores 50% of the damage that we deal when we use it. So our Mew doesn't need the Shell Bell, we can use the Metronome on our Mew, which increases the power of a move used consecutively by 20%, capping at a 100% gain. That means, yeah, the first time we use Draining Kiss, it has a base power of 50, but the 6th time in a row we use it, it has a base power of 100, which is higher than Dazzling Gleam's 80. Acid Spray softens up Palkia and Dialga for Draining Kiss. Nasty Plot powers up Draining Kiss. Life Steal provides some recovery for this build, and for our allies that may not be able to heal themselves like our Zacian Build. Do all of your setting up before you Terrasilize where you're not taking any super effective damage. Only Terrasilize when you're ready to start swinging. Let us know in the comments what you are going to use to take down Palkia and Dialga. If you enjoyed this video, please consider dropping a like, leaving a comment, or using the roar of time on the subscribe button for more DanSquared. Thanks for watching and happy Palkia and Dialga season!